Welcome to a tour of our 2023 Winnebago Travato. Top button unlocks the passenger and driver doors, unlocks the van sliding door and back door. This of course locks it, confirming with a honk. You can double tap this to auto start to kick in the air conditioner or heater. Very simple startup, basic. Foot on the brake, starts right up. First thing I like to do is check the air pressure. That's 3 taps over on the panel here. 1, 2, 3. Your tire pressure should be between 65 and 72 on the front and 80 to 85 in the rear. Clearance, will remind you, is 9 feet 5 inches. That includes everything on top of the roof, the air conditioner. Be mindful of that when driving and parking. Look for low-hanging trees, anything like that when you're driving or parking. Remember, you're driving a 21-foot van, so you're going to make a little bit wider turns. You're going to be mindful of your speed. Do not exceed 70 miles per hour, please. Got your digital instrument panel up here. This will tell you if you are exceeding the speed limit in a certain area. Your gas over here will show you on the outside where to fill that up. That's right outside the driver door. Again, when driving, try not to exceed 70 miles an hour. Don't exceed 60 miles an hour in heavy wind and rain. Remember, this is a big, narrow box on wheels. When going up a hill or down a steep grade, you can put it into tow haul mode. That will help the engine when going up and down hills. When exceeding up a hill, your RPMs will increase. You'll hear a high noise. That's okay. It's the engine doing its job. Don't get scared of any loud noises that will happen while you're accelerating. You got a nice big screen here. Apple CarPlay, Android. You can set all that up when you're on your journey. If you're by yourself, do it before you're driving, of course. It's got navigation on here already. Sirius XM. Enjoy our great music selections channels. Put in whatever you want. Get your comfort, heater, air conditioner. They both work great. Again, navigation, your phone. This does have wireless charging, which is right here. So I've got my phone in there. It's charging. It's also connected to Bluetooth, so you don't need to plug anything in. If you do, you got that all right here. Please make sure your cords are with you. You don't have any here, unfortunately. On the vehicle tab, you can look at your surround camera. It will automatically go when you do put the shifter in reverse. But if you want to look at your parking situation, be mindful of what you're around. You've got rails right here, so be mindful when you're parking. You can go through all the various cameras. Be mindful when you're parking in parking lots that have parking stops or curbs. And we'll show you on the outside where the batteries are. The lithium batteries are close to the ground. You have clearance, but not a lot. So be mindful when backing into things. It could scrape and damage the batteries. And this is your rear view mirror. It's a great feature. It's a constant stream from the back end of the van. And one last thing, when you're driving, unlike your car, you're going to hear the road and feel the road differently because this is technically a utility van. So noises from the outside will come through. Don't be alarmed. Also, these shades can go up when you're parked. Very simple to do. Traditional shade like you would have at home. And then these are on here by magnets. And you can just take them out and fold them and store them in the pizza oven. We'll show you how to do that later. If you're camping at a campsite, first thing you want to do once you're parked and settled is get your surge protector, which is right under here in the storage. Has a bike lock connected to it, and we'll show you how to set that up. If you're not plugged into shore power, you're going to be running off the batteries. So just tap the screen here and you'll see it light up, and you want to make sure that inverter power is on. You'll be able to check the status as well as how many hours you have left. If you are plugged into shore power, tap the screen and hit inverter off. Make sure the charge rate selection is at 15 amps. You might be plugged into 30, but just leave it at 15. Always turn the inverter power off if you are not using any of the heavy draw items such as the microwave, air conditioner. This way it saves you on battery power. But do know that it will not give you power to outlets. When closing it, just be mindful not to let it slam. There you go. You got 4 vents on the air conditioner. This one will blow out air this way. There's another one on this back side. Then you've got these 2 directionals that do a pretty good job as well. To operate the air conditioner, just hit the center bar button below the up and down arrows until you reach the cool high or low setting. We always like to start it off in cool high and then turn it to cool low once you have a comfortable temperature. You don't need to use the other options. Once you're done using it, push the center bar button until it says off. Always remember that air conditioners in a van or RV strive to bring the temperature down 20 degrees cooler than it is outside. In the back here towards the bathroom is the breaker panel. You've got your fuses right here. This just pops out and will show all the fuses. Shouldn't ever be a problem, but if you do have to check a breaker, it's covered up by this piece of leather, and you'll see that one is off right now, and that's to the microwave convection. If you're not using it, turn it off. It'll save you some battery power. Otherwise, if you ever have an issue that sounds power related, you can come over here and just check your breakers that way. Right here is the power control system. This just lets you know that you're plugged into service. Right now we're plugged in at home on a 15 amp. This will work alongside the Volta system. You can select which service you're plugged into. Just leave it on 15 amp. Even on the Volta, leave that on 15 amp and not 30. Right here is your one place. This checks all your levels for your tanks. You can see we're empty on fresh water. Our LP, which is the gas, propane, is full, and our waste tanks are empty. Check this infrequently, just curiosity, so you know where you're at. And then you got your battery levels for your van battery for the car aspect, and then the 12-volt batteries for your interior lights, your USB, a few of the other outlets, the refrigerator, the awning. And then this is another pump, water pump switch, excuse me, that you can turn on the water pump when you need to use the sink or the toilet or the shower. Just turn it on and off that way. There are 2 more ways to do it. We'll show you that outside. When you're using the furnace and the hot water heater, before you do any of this, you'll want to use this switch right here, which is the LP on and off switch. You want to turn this on, and then outside there's another LP switch to turn on. You'll need both of them. So you wake it up and you would select it again, and you would just switch to whatever heat you want it to be at. And you can turn it off. Then we go to the hot water heater. It takes about 15-20 minutes to heat up. Select that, go to hot, and you're good to go. This right here chooses which source you want to use to heat it up. Gas is the best way to go. Don't bother with mix or electric. Just always use gas, and you select that. We're going to turn it off again, back to that, and off. And that's it. This will turn on the lights closest right here. And this is an exterior passenger side door light. We'll show you that when we're outside, but you can just turn this on and off. At nighttime, when you're sleeping, if you don't want this green light glowing, just put this magnet right over it like that. We've got the television and sound bar. If you want to move it, it's locked during travel. You just pull this tab and pull out and put it in whatever position you'd like. Make sure when you're driving or traveling, it's back in the locked position. Remotes for the television and sound bar are right here. They're on Velcro. There's an HDMI if you ever want to plug anything of your own in there, and some outlets as well. There's some Lysol wipes. We got the manual. Everything you need to know, if you need to look it up, is in here. We've got a dustpan and a few other gadgets and items that you could use for traveling. In the sleeping area, you got controls to the lights. This will actually control the lights in the bedroom area, and this is the front lights you can do. Some reading lights here. The first tap will be blue. It's a nice little ambiance, and then if you hold it, it'll be a reading light, and then off again. You've got privacy shades here. Inside are some sun protectors, and then you've got, to get some fresh air with the awning windows that are easy to open, you just pop it out and they'll stay in place, and you can put the shade down and have some airflow there. You can put these in the overhead storage bins. You got a little basket here on magnets that you can just put things in at nighttime. If you want to charge your phone, cord can go through here and plug right into a USB right there. For the sake of time, all the windows are the same except this large window here. This is an emergency exit. So if you want to open it, you just remove that. You can put the blocker in storage, and this will only be privacy. There is no shade. You can open up the window because it's the emergency window. During travel, if you have 2 extra guests, there are 2 seat belts. When you're driving, when you're sleeping, when whatever, you can always use these blackout curtains. They keep out the heat really well. Leads us to this little bit of storage here. It's always going to be unlocked. We do have a key on the key ring if you want to lock it. You've got items down in each drawer, coffee maker, and your various cooking utensils and items that you would use in the kitchen, extra napkins. Make sure it's always locked, especially when you're driving. You got your microwave convection oven, very easy to use. There's also instructions in the manual if you need it. You've got a 12-volt refrigerator with the latch here for travel so it doesn't swing open. And your cutlery all right there. Make sure you lock it. Induction cooktop draws a lot of power, so make sure if you are not plugged in at a campsite that your air conditioner is turned off, or it will kick the air conditioner off. But you want to make sure that the pan is magnetic to the induction, and you just hit the power button, your heat, and you can adjust your level of cooking as you need it. Once you're done, turn it off. Let this cool off, and the induction should be And you got power, USB, and you got some outlets for your coffee pot. Here's our kitchen sink. It's a nice cover here. When using the cold or hot water here in the kitchen, the sink in the bathroom, the shower, and the toilet, make sure the water pump is on. If you want hot water, remember the steps to turn on the hot water and warm it up before you use it. Nothing goes down the drain other than liquids. No coffee grinds, no vegetables, there's no garbage disposal, and there's no gremlins in there to eat it up. So if you have any garbage, there's a garbage can. When traveling, make sure this is in place. This is a solid surface. Please don't cut on it. We have a cutting board for you down here. Any spills wipe up. No candles, no candles, no candles. And right above the countertop, we have some eating hardware. You got your bowls, your plates, your cups, mugs for coffee or soup, or tea. We've got coffee and a little basket for coffee to make in the machine. And we also leave you with some ground coffee in the refrigerator. This is a screen that you can use if you want to have some airflow and leave the van door open. You just pop it down, put these zippers down, and when the van door is open, you can just exit nice and easy. Just make sure it's all sealed up by the magnets and no critters will get in. When you pick up the van, the bed will be made as twin beds. They'll have sheets, blankets, pillows. If you want to make this into one giant bed, let's put the seatbelts away. Got a great awning. The access to it is right here. Before you use it, it won't work with the vehicle running, so you want to make sure the engine is off. Switch to on and just hit extend. It'll automatically deploy. If you need to stop it, hit extend again. There is an awning light, and to retract it, you just hit retract. It will be set to a sensitivity level that will retract the awning if there's wind. If it's raining heavy, please pull it in. If it's unoccupied, the van or the campsite, please pull it in and turn it off. Always make sure it's in the off position when you are traveling or it's unoccupied. And this is just a handy little ground light. We call it a puddle light, and that will just light up the ground underneath the van. Earlier I referred to the pizza oven and storing these shades. This is the pizza oven. You can just pop these up here. We also have 2 camp chairs as well, and plenty of other storage for you to put anything else that you may need. We also put the windshield shade up there as well.